So basically, I've dealt with anxiety in some form or another pretty much my entire life. I can't remember any time where I was completely free of anxiety except maybe when I was very young and, you know, worry free when I was a kid, basically. But the more I got, the older I got, the more I got to where being an adult, the more I began to worry about things and be anxious about things. And I've always had anxiety once I started to reach, young adulthood to adulthood, which I'm at right now. So anyway, um, right now I am, I've been in the military for about a couple years now, um, and I'm about to really assume some responsibility. I mean, I've been responsible for a lot of things, but not so much from the angle of being a supervisor of very many people. I've supervised a couple of people, but mostly myself. I've really just had to worry about myself this far. But now I'm moving to a new installation, and I'm working with a guy that I used to work with about 2 years ago, and he outranks me just like he did then. He does now, so he's my superior, and he thinks pretty highly of me and my abilities, and my ability to lead, apparently. And he taught me a lot of what I know, and I could see why he would be confident in my abilities, And he's talking to me now about having me in charge of, a couple of people, basically running a shift. A lot of military installations, there are several shifts of people, different people that come in to keep work going, and he wants me to run one of these shifts. And I mean, outwardly I'm calm, and I talk to him about it. I'm like, yeah, I look forward to doing that and everything, but really I'm fucking terrified. I really am, to be honest. I'm terrified. But at the same time, I realize that, and I'm starting to realize a lot of things, in my 31st year of life. That, for one, if you're going to be anxious about things and what have you, most people with anxiety or who lack self confidence, they don't enjoy being that way, I don't think. And most of us, we don't want to stay that way. And if I have to be completely honest, I found myself in a lot of situations where I was, yeah, confident, but also there are many situations where I'm very, I'm not confident. I'm not sure of myself. And even if I know I can do something, just the fact that I'm prone to have anxiety about doing things, that will sabotage me. I play the piano. I have a lot of videos. Well, not a lot, but I have a few videos of me doing that here on my YouTube channel. And my wife enjoys my playing a lot. Sometimes she'll ask me to play something. And of something I've played a million times. But just the fact that she's asking me to play this for her so she can enjoy it, and she'll sit there and listen to me. Sometimes that, my wife, who I'm so familiar with and so comfortable with, just that alone will make me nervous and will make me fuck something up that really I know how to play very well. Not the entire piece, but I might slip up here and there. And the funny thing is, once I've messed up, then I play the rest of it fine, because now the anxiety to be perfect is gone. So really, it's just been a part of me, and I don't know if I can ever really be completely rid of it. But I want to, I want to be put in a situation where I have to face it, man. I mean, because running away from my anxiety really hasn't helped it. It hasn't helped my self-confidence. It hasn't helped my belief in myself. So maybe facing these things head on is what I need to do. And just in general, I've made a lot of changes in my life. I really am on a quest to be better, not just in every way, Physically, I've really reduced the amount that I drink, for one. I used to drink alcohol every day, not a whole lot, maybe a beer or two. Now, you know, maybe I do it once, twice a week. And sometimes I'll try to go longer. I mean, I fail sometimes and drink more, but for the most part, it's not even a fraction of. Well, it is a fraction of what it used to be. And I've also I've decided to spend my time more productively. This is one of the things I'm doing right now, just opening up. And I read. I decided to spend a lot more of my time basically doing things that add to me as a person. You can do things that take away from you or add to you, or things that just are just neutral. You know, but I tend to think everything either takes away or adds to you. And so I've made a resolution to do as many things as I can that will add to my person, that will add to me, basically feed my mind, feed my body positive energies, you know. So I've greatly reduced the alcohol. I've also greatly reduced meats. Look, man, it's the 21st century. I'm telling you right now, as a guy who's been into health and fitness his whole life, I understand that, you know, protein is important and all that and everything. Meat nowadays is really, really bad for you. And I'm not saying that you need to stop eating meat, but most people will definitely do well to reduce the amount of it they eat. Me, my wife and I, we've basically almost completely gone vegetarian. You know, we eat fish and we still drink milk and we eat eggs and shit. I mean, I know those are animal products, but you know, we're basically easing into it. So, is the vegetarianism, reading a lot more, reading books on investing, you know, and just reading books about ways to make myself better mentally and physically. So investing my money, mutual funds or stock investing, or how to save or budget my money. Currently reading As a Man Thinketh, which is a great book, you know, about the power of thought and basically how your thought processes create you as a person. And that's completely true, whether you believe that or not. I've severely cut back video gaming, severely, and that's something I want to talk about in another video, you know, and doing things that basically completely take a lot of your time but give you nothing in return. And just, I basically, you know, like a very intelligent man said, you have to guard your thought processes. The things you think and the things you habitually think become your world, you know? So you have to be careful to be very positive as much as possible, and that's what I'm trying to do. And so there's all these things I'm doing, and I'm trying to basically just be a better person. I've done a couple of things that have put me in a place where I don't want to be financially. I don't have as much money saved up as I would like, and that has motivated me to spend my time making back that money and making then some. And it's just, I'm on a big quest, and not even half of it, the things I'm doing. You know, signing up for school, also going and trying to go to school while I'm on full-time active duty. Anybody who's going to school on active duty, especially if they're a certain rates don't work as hard as certain other rates. I'll just leave it at that. Certain jobs in the military are a lot easier than others, just like in civilian world. But for the most part, anybody on military active duty who's going to school as well, that person deserves, you know, a pat on the back. It's hard. Just being in the military is hard. It's demanding. You know, I'm gonna speak for being in the Navy. Being in the Navy is difficult. I don't know what the Air Force is like. I assume the Marines are very difficult, and probably the Army as well. You know, the Air Force, Coast Guard, I don't know so much. But I tend to think that all the branches, they demand a lot from you. So anyone who can do that and be a parent and go to school and have a business on the side or anything extracurricular besides being full-time active military, that person, whoa, respect that person. That's it for now. I'll think of some more shit later.